Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our online viewers. Welcome to the product launch of Revita Blue, proudly brought to you by Jeunesse Global Singapore. For those of you who are new to Jeunesse, it has been around for more than 10 years, and it is now a billion-dollar global brand with more than 500 awards under its belt for this direct selling company and its beauty and wellness products. My name is Kelly, and I'm pleased to be your online host for today. Now, Jeunesse has one of the industry's most impressive compensation plans, innovative science-backed products, cutting-edge technology, and a global support platform. It is no wonder that Jeunesse continuously helps to empower people to unleash their potential. Today, we are pleased to share another revolutionary product of Jeunesse that is formulated by a stem cell pioneer researcher. Now, before that, please like and share this Facebook stream to more people on your Facebook so that your family and friends can also find out more about these revolutionary and amazing products. Also, we are giving away 3 boxes of Revita Blue worth $200 each to those of you who have liked and shared this Facebook stream. So be sure to like and share this stream right now. Of course, if you want to find out more about Jeunesse Global Singapore, about our products and its benefits, please do stay updated with us through our Jeunesse Global Jeunesse Global Singapore Facebook page. That is where you can keep track of all our latest happenings and what's going on with us. Now, back to today's session. Key highlights of what you can expect include an interview and sharing session with renowned stem cell specialist and Jeunesse Global Scientific Advisory Board member, Mr. Christian Dropol, about Revita Blue. You can also expect a demonstration about how you can creatively add Revita Blue to your daily life. Besides that, we have more giveaways coming up throughout today's session, so be sure not only to like and share this Facebook stream, but stay till the very end so that you can enjoy and participate in all our giveaways. Now, to get us started, it is my pleasure to welcome General Manager of Jeunesse Global Singapore, Mr. CK Leong. CK, please.
Thanks, Kelly. Good evening, good morning to everybody.
Well, CK, it has been some time since we last met, about 1 year plus. So
Yes.
how has the past year been like for Jeunesse? What was the last event that you had? What are some of the changes and progress that Jeunesse have made in this past year?
Okay, past year was a good year. In fact, last year we actually achieved the greatest sales growth for last year. And last year we actually have our expo, our APEC Expo in Sentosa, and our sales has been growing since then. Yeah.
Wow, I saw some video clips about the expo that was held last year, and the turnout was actually quite amazing. A lot of members came, and a lot of new members joined in as well. So I'm really glad to see that Jeunesse is still
Yes.
thriving and striving to do its best during this period. Now, even though we know that COVID has affected businesses worldwide and companies have had to change the way that they engage their members, their clients, their staff, COVID-19 and Jeunesse, how has COVID-19 affected Jeunesse and its members? And what gave, most importantly, I want to know, what gave Jeunesse the confidence to launch a product in the midst of this pandemic?
Yeah. Okay, we have no physical events since the pandemics, and that including all the expos and all the events had to go virtual. We have to actually delay the lifestyle trip to latest year, and also the sales for Jeunesse has been growing since then. A lot of people were actually actively doing recruiting online, and that's a wonder of the business. And also, despite the pandemics, and distributors are getting more confident about the products, and also they are doing a lot of recruiting, and we also have a new launch, Monavi Active, earlier this year.
Oh, that's great to know, because I see that which means that this is the second online product launch
Yes.
that Jeunesse Global
Yes.
is having here. So that's great news and amazing to know that even though COVID has hit retail business very badly, so in
Yeah.
fact, Jeunesse Global Singapore, actually Jeunesse Global as a whole offers an even better opportunity right now, because if your other sources of income is affected, Jeunesse always welcome you to join us and figure out how you can actually continue to thrive even during this pandemic and find an alternative source of income and still get meaning in your life.
Yes, I think Jeunesse have been providing a very good platform for people that are doing online business, and we see that the business will continue to grow in the forthcoming years.
That's great to know. Any last encouraging words for all of us, who are new to Jeunesse or who are still in Jeunesse and finding their way on how they can continue to thrive in Jeunesse?
Yeah, I think the product has been proven to be very good for health and also for skin. And I want everybody to know that this is a very good platform for everybody to do business and continue to be with us.
All right. Thank you so much, CK, for joining us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And yes, that was CK, General Manager of Jeunesse Global Singapore, sharing with us his opening remarks. Up next, we have an inspiring member of the Jeunesse family who quit his last highly paid job at the peak of his career to pursue his entrepreneurship dream. During his course of early entrepreneurship, he chanced upon network marketing and has been successful for 13 years. After years of working, he decided to retire but struggled to find purpose in life then, until he was introduced to the Jeunesse family. Today, he continues to inspire and encourage others with his story and journey in Jeunesse. Please welcome Diamond Director, Mr. Raymond Thong.
Thank you, Kelly, for your kind introduction. This is Raymond from Singapore. I'm so excited and happy to share a few words with you on this special occasion. All right, today is the launch of the Revita Blue in Singapore. And we all know that during this period, because of the COVID-19, everybody is suffering, including in Singapore. I think we face a lot of challenges. Okay, but nevertheless, I think health comes first. I think we have to keep ourselves healthy and safe, right? The best way to do so is to improve our own immune system, okay, by having more rest, taking some exercise, at the same time must eat rightly, including our supplement in Jeunesse. So we are so blessed that we have a platform like Jeunesse that on one hand, it provides us with supplement to improve our immune system. At the same time, we also can conduct the business on the e-commerce platform. And so in that sense, we are not so affected so badly as compared to many other industries, okay? And we all understand that a lot of jobs has been lost and also business closed down, either temporarily or even forever. So I think with Jeunesse, with these two strengths combined, we should be able to do well. And in fact, we did, all right? Just look at our Vision 2020 Expo event. Even if it's just we did it online, we can attract a crowd of 65,000 people, okay? And that is amazing, all right? Then I still remember when there was a launch in Malaysia for Revita Blue. I was in JB and I happened to sit in the talk by Christian DePaul, who is an expert in stem cell. Okay, in fact, he is the one who actually spent his whole lifetime just on one subject, which is stem cell. And from there, I learned about what stem cell all about. Okay, and stem cell can really heal our body. Okay, but of course, I'm not what I call the expert in the product, but I can share with you that after taking the product, I felt so good because I used to have this kneecap pain, and now it's released, all right, because of the product, okay? So take this as an opportunity and to touch more lives and help more people, especially when a lot of people do need an alternative income, right? I'm sure that this is a great opportunity when the product is launched in Singapore. At the same time, okay, be more positive, okay, and I think the COVID-19 will be, gone quite soon, okay, but let's be prepared, where we can even do it offline. I think there will be a better future for all of us, okay? So meanwhile, stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond, for the encouraging sharing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, formulated by a pioneer in stem cell research, a botanical blend of powerful ingredients in a refreshing drink mix to bring out your best you. Introducing Revita Blue.
Sourced from the Tibetan Plateau and the crisp waters of Oregon's Upper Klamath Lake, Jeunesse has developed a patent-pending formula enhanced with blue-green algae, sea buckthornberry, aloe vera, and coconut water. This botanical beverage mix is designed to help nourish and support your body. Introducing Revita Blue. Formulated by a pioneer in stem cell research, refreshing Revita Blue contains 3 legendary plant-based ingredients. Blue-green algae, also known as AFA, Aphanizomenon floss aquae, is found and extracted from Oregon's pristine Upper Klamath Lake. Blue-green algae is world-renowned as one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Harvested from the Tibetan Plateau, sea buckthornberry is packed with antioxidants and has been used for centuries in Chinese, Mongolian, and Tibetan traditional medicine for longevity and vibrant health. Grown in tropical climates around the globe, aloe vera has been used for almost 6,000 years for its wellness benefits. Taken daily, there is no question Revita Blue will be the go-to product for your life and lifestyle. Revita Blue, your best you.
And that was the introductory video about Revita Blue. Up next is a key highlight of today's session where we are going to find out about the science and research behind Revita Blue, its benefits and how it can nourish and support your body. To share with you about that, we have stem cell specialist Christian Dropol, who has a Master's of Science in Neurophysiology and attained global recognition for his work in cutting-edge stem cell research, regenerative medicine and wellness. Interviewing him will be Jeunesse Global Singapore Sapphire Executive Miss Anthea Ng. She has been a media professional in Singapore for more than 20 years. In her bid to diversify her skill set, she found Jeunesse to be a one-stop digital platform and was touched by the Jeunesse Kids charity arm, which inspired her to join the Jeunesse family. Please enjoy their sharing and keep a lookout for the next giveaway.
Thank you, and hello everyone. I believe many of you probably have many questions about the new product right now, but hang in there, okay? Just to add on to what Kelly had said, Christian's research includes the unique study of botanicals on the brain, which led to his specialized expertise in plant-based stem cell research. He's known for the discovery, research, and development of plant extracts that support the body's natural regenerative potential. And so let's bring on the man himself to explain about the entire science behind it before I present all the questions that you may have in an exciting Q&A with Christian.
I would like to talk to you about one of the greatest discoveries of our time, which is adult stem cells. One of the reasons why there's so much interest in the scientific community with regard to the use of adult stem cells is because of the global recognition that adult stem cells have enormous regenerative potential. But these stem cells that have such great potential, they are in your bone marrow, they are in your blood, they are in most of your tissues, and they've been there since the day you are born. So if they have such enormous regenerative potential, then what are they doing in the body? What is the natural role of stem cells in the body? Because when we understand what stem cells are doing in the body, it really brings a completely novel understanding of health and wellness that I believe is called to change the way that we practice medicine. So let's start from the beginning. What is a stem cell? The best way to describe what is a stem cell is to start by describing what is not a stem cell. All the cells of your body are what we call somatic cells. They are the cells of your liver, of your lung, of your brain, of your skin, of your digestive system. All these cells in the body, they are specialized. They do one specific thing. They will never transform. And for the most part, they will never multiply. Now, at the other end of the spectrum, you have stem cells. Stem cells, in their function, they don't do anything. They do absolutely nothing in the body. Their role is in their capacity to transform into another type of cells. And historically or traditionally in science, stem cells transform into blood cells. Red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets, but that's it. So one of the greatest discoveries of our time is the discovery around 2000 that stem cells from the bone marrow not only can become blood cells, but they can also become brain cells, liver cells, heart cells. These were the first one to be observed. And then it continued, and right now we can say virtually any kind of cell types in the body. But early on, the discovery that stem cells could become cells of various tissues is a little bit like looking for centuries, looking at caterpillars and then butterflies, and one day somebody makes the observation that there's this caterpillar that transformed into a butterfly. So you can reach two conclusions. Number one, you can say this was a weird caterpillar, or you can say, gee, butterflies come from caterpillar. Like, it's a little bit more daring as a conclusion, and it needs to be scientifically demonstrated, but it is common sense. If one can do it, then they can all do it. So here's the same thing. If stem cells were found to be able to transform into heart cells, brain cells, and liver cells, then it has to be that they can become other tissues, and it has to be the natural repair system of the body. It has to be done with a function. So we published an article in a journal, Medical Hypotheses, in 2002, in which we suggested just that stem cells constitute the natural repair system of the body. So at that time it was just an idea. Now let's fast forward 17 years later, and here's what we know about stem cells. And now this whole concept, this whole phenomenon in the body has been documented by thousands of scientific studies. So anytime there is an injury in the body or something is not functioning properly, the affected area will release compounds that will go to the bone marrow and trigger the release of stem cells from the bone marrow. So within 3 to 5 days after an injury, the number of stem cells in circulation will increase anywhere between 3 to 10 times. So now, as these stem cells are circulating in the bloodstream, they don't know where to go. They don't know what is the tissue that is calling for assistance. So what is happening is that the second day after the injury or whatever problem in the tissue, the affected tissue releases another compound called stromal-derived factor 1, SDF1. So as stem cells are circulating everywhere in the body, and they circulate in the fine capillaries of the affected tissue, when they come in contact with SDF1, this triggers the migration of stem cells out of the blood into that tissue, and upon contact with cellular debris of that tissue, the stem cells will multiply and then will transform into cells of that tissue, literally repairing that tissue. So just like you have an immune system, you have a repair system. And the various parts of that repair system are, number one, the release of stem cells from the bone marrow, the circulation of stem cells in the bloodstream, their migration into tissue, their proliferation, and then transformation into cells of that tissue. Of all these steps in this whole phenomenon, the one that has been the most studied is the release of stem cells from the bone marrow, and the consequence of which is the number of stem cells in circulation. Because we have molecules, those famous molecules released by an injured tissue, we know them. So we can inject them in an animal, in a person, and we can trigger the release of stem cells from the bone marrow. So we end up with more stem cells in circulation. So many studies have investigated the link between health and the number of stem cells in circulation. And here are the three main conclusions. Number one, more stem cells in circulation means that more stem cells are available to participate to the process of tissue repair. So in a simple way, what this means is that if we've got, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people, a group of people with a similar problem, similar injury, the people with more stem cells will simply repair and recover faster and better. It's that simple. Let's take one study to exemplify or illustrate what I'm just saying here. Here's a study where scientists counted the number of stem cells in the bloodstream of people who had a heart attack, separated the people that had a heart attack in two groups. One group was people who recovered very well and resumed a productive lifestyle, a productive life. The other group were those who remained in the hospital and did not recover very well, or even passed away. If we count the number of stem cells in these two groups, the people who did have a poor outcome had a little bit less than half the number of stem cells compared with the people who recovered better. And many studies have basically documented the same kind of phenomenon. More stem cells is better. Now, once we discover this, then it sort of begs the question, if we could increase the number of stem cells in circulation, could we then enhance the ability of the body to repair? And many studies, again, have been published here. Let me use one of them. This is a study in which scientists triggered heart attack by blocking blood flow to the heart. Then they let the animal recover. They separated the animals in two groups. One group was controlled, to which nothing was done. And the other group, they injected those compounds known to trigger stem cell release. So this group had more stem cells in circulation for 8 to 10 days. So when they looked at the animals 27 days later, what we can see is that in the control group, we can see significant scar tissue in the ventricular wall, no new blood vessels, 17% survival, and fairly serious cardiovascular problems. In the experimental group that just had more stem cells in circulation, we can see almost a complete renewal of the ventricular wall, new blood vessels tapping into the other ventricule, 73% survival, and almost normalized cardiovascular function. So in a world where there's nothing we can do for recovery for a heart attack, here we have a study telling us how much the heart can repair if it has more stem cells. Now that study, as used in these animals, cannot be used in humans for various reasons. So really, the message for this study is very simple. It simply means that if we have more stem cells in circulation, the body has the biology or the mechanism to use these stem cells for tissue repair. And the third, and we have studies like this touching various aspects of human health. So repair in the lung, repair in the brain, the central nervous system, in the pancreas and the liver. So many of these studies have been published. Now the third point, which to me is the most important, and it's the corollary of the first two, which means if we have fewer stem cells, then we are, contrary to healing better or repairing better, the contrary is that we are more exposed to developed problem. Or stated in another way, a decline in the day-to-day ability of the body to repair has been associated to the development of various health problems. So let's spend a little bit of time here on this one. Today in the world, the general understanding of, let's say, disease development, we don't talk about it this way, but if we think about it a little bit, it's obvious. It is all a matter of cellular loss. We lose cells in the pancreas, we have diabetes. We lose cells that make dopamine in the brain, it's Parkinson. Macular degeneration is the loss of cells in the retina. Hypothyroidism is the loss of secretion cells that will secrete T3, T4 in the thyroid gland. Emphysema is the loss of cells in the lung. Think of any degenerative problems, and it's always the loss of a type of cells or a cellular function. And so what happens is that we are born and then we mature. When we reach 20, 25 years of age, we reach optimal health, and then from there it's a slow decline. And as we lose cells, the place where we lose more cells is where the problem will express itself. It's a little bit like saying you're born with a certain amount of money in your bank account, that's your genetics, and we tell you use it, spend it wisely, and that's your lifestyle. But all the research on stem cells is actually telling you that that's not the case. Health is a balance between two phenomena. On one side we have cellular loss, but on the other side we have tissue renewal with stem cells. So as we are young, so it's a little bit, if I take back my banking analogy, it's more like saying during your entire life you've got a regular income of stem cells as long as it matches your spending, your expenses in terms of cellular loss, then you're fine. When you're young, you have a lot of stem cells, so you repair very well. As we age, the red marrow transformed into yellow marrow or fatty marrow, and we have fewer and fewer stem cells. So there's a point where we cross that line, and then cellular loss start to accumulate in the body. And what will make you or anybody develop a problem more than another, it's a whole series of factors. Your genetics, your past injuries, your exposure to environmental toxin, your ability to rest, your diet, your lifestyle, your exposure to and ability to cope with physical stress, emotional stress, your ability to sleep, to rest. All of these factors are pretty, as a whole, unique to any individuals and will determine what is your weakness in your body or weaknesses in your body. So as you don't have enough stem cells to fully repair, these are the areas where the problem will show up first. So again, taking back our banking analogy, it's like saying you have someone who cannot pay for his car, somebody else cannot pay for his house, somebody else cannot pay for his health bill, and somebody else cannot pay for their college tuition fee. So we've got car problem, house problems, health problems, and education problems. But in reality, we've just got one problem. It's money problems. And it expresses itself manifests itself in various ways in the life of various people according to various contexts and circumstances. But the bottom line is the same, is the lack of money. Here with health and stem cells, we have the same phenomenon. It's the lack of stem cells, a decline in the number of circulating stem cells that is the cause, the common denominator to the development of various kinds of health problems. So this is a hypothesis that we suggested probably about 10 years ago. There's a way to test it if it's true. We simply have to count the number of stem cells in the bloodstream of many people who have lost their health and compare that with the number of stem cells in healthy individuals. And we should see that across the board, the trend statistically is that we've got fewer stem cells in people who have lost their health. Today, a lot of these studies have been done. So let's look at a few of them. Here's a study where stem cells, the number of stem cells was quantified in the bloodstream of individuals at various stages of the development of diabetes. So we have normal glucose tolerance, impaired fasting glucose, impaired glucose tolerance, and diabetes. And we can see that at each group here that is at different stage in the development of this problem have fewer and fewer stem cells. If we look now at kidney problem and we look at the number of stem cells in healthy individuals, and we can see that people with kidney problems have less than a third the number of stem cells found in healthy people. And we can even see that as people advance in the disease, as kidney function decline, these people have fewer and fewer stem cells. A very similar observation has been seen with erectile function. So we have the number of stem cells in healthy people, the number of stem cells in people who complained of poor erectile function. And if we look at the average in the number of stem cells, we can see that people who complained of poor erectile function have on average a little bit less than half the number of stem cells in circulation. Now, if we take all these individuals and we establish the International Index of Erectile Function and we plot this against the number of stem cells in circulation, we can see that there's a straight relationship. More stem cells mean better erectile function. And most, to a large extent, erectile function is about vascular health. So this kind of relationship also holds for many aspects of cardiovascular function. And here's one of these studies looking at the number of stem cells in circulation between healthy people and people with a tendency to have high blood pressure. Here's another one with heart disease. The number of stem cells as people evolve in ischemic heart disease, and when people have fully developed the problem, then they have a little bit less than half the number of stem cells when compared to healthy individual. We have the same relationship here with lung problems, COPD, and the same relationship exists with other kinds of problem. I'm just showing these just to really illustrate where this data is coming from. Where do we reach that conclusion that having fewer stem cells takes that edge, that ability from the body to maintain itself every day, which over time leads to a loss of health. So it comes from all these studies. So the conclusion from all of this is simple. We have stem cells constitute the natural renewal system of the body. Every day of our life, we replace the cells that have been lost. This is not a disease process. This is just a very normal process of aging and cellular aging. By putting more stem cells in circulation, we give back that ability to the body to just maintain itself better every day. So as the reason why I got engaged in this whole field of research is that about 25 years ago, I started to work with an aquatic botanical called Aphanizomenon flos aqua, in brief AFA. So people consuming AFA were reporting a broad variety of health benefits touching pancreatic function, the lung, the heart, the overall cardiovascular system, the brain, the skin, various aspects of human health. And it was difficult to explain how one plant can touch so many different aspects of human health until the first report that stem cells from the bone marrow had the ability of becoming cells of various tissues. From there, we proposed that stem cells constitute the natural repair system of the body, but the idea that we had in the back of our mind is that if stem cells really are the repair system of the body, then what if that plant, its mechanism of action was to support the natural release of stem cells from the bone marrow? By putting more stem cells in circulation, as these stem cells migrate in various tissues in various people, then it would lead to many different kinds of benefits in different people, which was the observation. So we went into the lab, we tested this plant, and we discovered that that's exactly what it does. It supports the natural release of stem cells from the bone marrow. So an hour later, we have an increase in 20 to 30% in the number of circulating stem cells. So after discovering the effect of that plant, it was clear to me that it cannot be that there's only one plant having an effect on stem cells, this being a natural function of the body. So we started to ask the question, what other plant has been historically associated with a broad variety of benefits, globally or locally, traveling in remote areas of the world? What plant has been used locally to help various kinds of health problems, touch various aspects of human health? And we found a number of them, but the one that was the most interesting so far was sea buckthorn that grows at high altitude. So in the Himalayas or the Tibetan plateau, they are full of biochemical compounds, and the story here is very interesting because most of the time the scientific name of a plant refers to its physical characteristic, its visible characteristic. But sometimes, and there are a few examples, plants are named according to their benefits, their health benefits. And here it's the case with sea buckthorn. The name for sea buckthorn is Hippophae, which means horse light. So it means shining horse. And it comes from Alexander the Great as he was traveling in western China during the time of his conquest. And at some point he abandoned a group of horses, wounded in battles, and he led them to die in a field of sea buckthorn. When he came back a few weeks later, he met a herd of healthy, vibrant horses with a shiny coat. And a shiny coat for a horse means a healthy horse. So the berry was named shiny coat, or healthy horse, shiny horse. And from there it was incorporated into Tibetan medicine, Mongolian medicine, Chinese medicine, where it has been used and documented for centuries for lung health, respiratory health, cardiovascular health, heart health, pancreatic function, and even for repair of the skin, repair of bones. So when I look at all these different benefits, to me it tells me it's very likely that this plant, this berry, works by supporting the natural role of stem cells in the body. So we went in the lab, we derived an extract from sea buckthorn, we tested it, and we saw indeed that after a few hours of consumption, we have a significant increase in the number of circulating stem cells. We saw the same thing with specific extracts of aloe, with beta-glucan. So by blending all of those, then we can really support the release of stem cells from the bone marrow. And in conclusion, what that means is, again, by putting more stem cells in circulation, all we do is that we give back to the body every day of our life that edge that allows the body to stay healthy. Because when we talk today about medicine, the most important of medicine is preventive medicine. But it's a little bit like if I was asking you, what is the best way to be wealthy? Is it to prevent poverty? Of course not. Nobody will get wealthy by preventing poverty. You don't reach optimal health just by preventing the problem. But the day that you discover that the body has that edge, the body has a health system, it has a system to stay healthy, then tapping into that health system is the best strategy to help the body stay healthy and strong and to age gracefully. So that's what we're talking about, supporting the natural role of stem cells in the body by using plants that were demonstrated to do this. Thank you for listening.
Wow, thank you, Christian, for that amazing explanation. And many people are just waiting for this to come into Singapore. And it's finally here. And they have sent in many questions because they really want them answered. We have handpicked a few. And are you ready?
I am.
Well, all right. So the very first one goes this way. How is Revita Blue different from other stem cell related nutritional products in the market today?
Okay, to give you a substantive answer here, let me just give a little bit of background. Many ingredients have been shown in the lab in a test tube to have an effect on stem cells, to support either their proliferation, their multiplication, or their conversion of cells in various tissues. But what you do in a test tube is very different from what happens into your body. Let me make a very simple and silly analogy. If you put peanut sauce into a test tube with cells, you will kill all of them. But if you eat peanut sauce, it's a great dinner. So what happens in the body is very different from a test tube. So many of these products out there, that's what they use. They use it, I mean, there are not that many products claiming an effect on stem cells, but of these products, many use ingredients that have been shown in a test tube to have an effect on stem cells. What we need to show is ingredients that have an effect on stem cells in the body. The main parameter is how many stem cells you have in circulation. So if we look at these ingredients, then Revita Blue is the only product that has ingredients that have an effect on the number of stem cells in circulation at a dose that is identical to the dose that has been documented and published in the scientific literature. So in that way, Revita Blue is the only product that we could say available to consumers that we can genuinely say increases the number of stem cells in circulation and thereby assist the natural repair system of the body.
Oh, wow. So everybody must get their hands on this because this is the only one in the market.
I think so. Everybody needs to go for it.
Exactly. So, wow. Now this next one, what would you say is the best way to share or introduce Revita Blue so that it is simple and easy to understand? Like if somebody, what is Revita Blue? How will you explain it?
Yeah, it's a good question because, I mean, the information can be so technical. We can share so much information, and most of the time we lose the people that we're talking to. So if I were to give all this information, let's say in a 2-3 liners, here's what I would say. I would say, have you heard about stem cells? Right now you go on the internet and everywhere people talk about stem cells. It's like the future of medicine. Adult stem cells have enormous regenerative potential. They can transform into cells of almost every single tissue of the body. But did you know that these stem cells are in your body right now? They've been there since the day you were born. And guess what? They are your natural repair system. Anytime there's something that is not working fine in your body, it's the job of stem cells to go and repair. The problem is that as we age, we have fewer and fewer stem cells in circulation. There's a direct link between how many stem cells in circulation and your ability to repair. That's what Revita Blue does. It simply helps the body put more stem cells in circulation. There's no product like it. Give it a try.
I'm going to memorize this one so that I can explain it to people in a very simple and layman term. Thank you for that. All right. Now, when is the best time to take Revita Blue? For example, morning and night or 2 sachets in the night. And can we take more? And when we take more, do we have better results?
Okay. Well, first, yes, it is a product that is, I would not say, I mean, it is dose dependent, so more is better, but I would say more often is better, not necessarily more at once. We need to understand how the product works. Anytime you take a sachet of Revita Blue, your bone marrow will release stem cells, so these stem cells will go in the body and seek any tissue that needs repair, renewal, maintenance. So it's better to do this many times in the day than just one big dose at one time. So when is the best time to take it in the day? We can get very, very complex here with thinking about how the body works. And I've gone down that path many times, but I'll tell you the simple answer, the most true answer is do it whenever it suits your lifestyle to make sure that you do take it. If that works for you morning and evening, it's perfect. If you feel that 3 sachets a day is actually better for you, morning, midday, and evening is perfect. Some people get to feel a sense of energy with the product. So if it prevents you from sleeping, then don't take it after, let's say, 4 or 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So space the other 2 or 2 other sachets earlier in the day. It's really that simple.
So it's the idea is to space it out during the day.
Space them out.
And
yes, because
one of the easiest ways is actually to eat it maybe with the meals.
Yes, you can eat it with a meal, and understand that when you release stem cells, they will be in the blood between 6 minutes to 6 hours. The average is 1 to 2 hours. And then if they don't find a tissue where to go, they then home back and return to the bone marrow. So you take a sachet, you send a wave of stem cells, give it 3, 4 to 6 hours, then you take another one. 3, 4 to 6 hours, then you take another one. So if you think about it, that means morning, midday, and early evening, or before bedtime.
So just sidetrack a little bit. A lot of people think that, because after a long night's sleep and then your body is like empty in the sense like it's like in a fasting mode. And then in the morning, a lot of people drink orange juice or maybe coffee or something like that. Is it better to take Revita Blue?
Well, try
On an
it if
empty
Revita Blue. Yes, it's no problem at all. We did all of our studies on an empty stomach. So I would say the best is to take it on an empty stomach. But over the years, I don't think that this observation has emerged as something valid to say take it on an empty stomach and not with food. I think people have taken it all kinds of ways, and people all report the same kind of benefits. But if you can, all of our studies were done on an empty stomach.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for that. Many people are curious if Revita Blue can help with the diseases or illnesses. How are you going to explain that for them?
Okay. Well, we live with dietary supplements. We live in a world where we cannot really make those kinds of health claims with diseases. But let me give you an answer it's a good one to memorize, because it is the answer that I give. Even if I'm asked in a lecture that specific question about one specific disease, I always give that answer. Basically, we cannot tell you if Revita Blue would help for a disease for two reasons. One, we can't legally. Second, we have not done the studies between Revita Blue and any one of these diseases. What we can tell, though, is that in the scientific literature, this has been demonstrated beyond the shadow of a doubt. Stem cells can become cells of the heart, of the lung, of the liver, of the pancreas, of the kidney, of your bones, of your skin, of your brain, of everything in the body. Not only they can, but that's what they do. This is what they have done since the day you are born. So if you put more in circulation, you give your body the potential to be able to go and repair these tissues. The only way to know if your stem cells will do that is to just give it a try and see what the product can do for you. And that's really the only true answer we can provide.
Awesome. Another one to memorize. Another homework today. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. I've come to my last question. Does Revita Blue delay and protect against the adverse effects of biological aging?
Okay. Let me twist this question just a little bit, okay, to answer it. And what I mean by twisting it, I'm not going to like sidestep the question, but I'll go to the heart of it.
Sure.
Today, your question means to prevent the problem. So we talk about preventive medicine, preventive approach, but it's a little bit like saying the best way to be wealthy is to prevent poverty. No, it's not true. If your aim is to prevent poverty, you'll just not be poor. You will never reach optimal health. We have now discovered that we can go far beyond preventive anything. We can go health maintenance, health support, health optimization, because we have discovered what is the body's system of health. It's your stem cells. And what has been documented, I would say, over the past 10 years, the scientific literature, to me, it's one of the greatest discoveries, but it's a story that still has not been fully told, is that you age directly proportionally to how many stem cells you have in your body. If you count the number of stem cells in the bloodstream of people who have developed age-related problems of the heart, of the kidney, of the pancreas, of the lung, of the skin, of the arteries, the whole cardiovascular system, the brain, all these people have statistically half the number of stem cells compared to healthy counterpart of the same age. There's a direct relationship between the number of stem cells in circulation and aging, for a very simple reason. Stem cells, every day of your life, their role is to replace the cells that are being lost. If you have enough stem cells in your blood, you stay healthy. So yes, there's a direct link between how many stem cells you have in circulation and the ability of your body not to prevent the problem, but to stay healthy as you age. So you want to age healthy? Just take Revita Blue and do things that will put more stem cells in circulation.
Exactly. So over here, everybody will be healthy, aging healthily, gracefully, and elegantly, I would say.
There you go. So we can one day meet in Singapore and all celebrate our 120th anniversary birthday.
Awesome. All of us can't wait for you to be here, can't wait for the COVID-19 situation to be over and everybody can start traveling again and not just do this knuckle hug, or can really do a hug like a Jeunesse family again. Thank you, Christian, for your insights today for this quick fire Q&A. Learned a lot, and I'm really going to memorize what you said. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
After hearing about the science behind Revita Blue, it's now time to hear from those who have truly benefited from this amazing product. A true believer in our Jeunesse Youth Enhancement System products, our next speaker from Malaysia has been a head-to-toe walking testimony of Jeunesse for more than 7 years. Coming from an ex-secretarial and homemaker background, she has personally seen many lives transformed through the Jeunesse platform. Now, Revita Blue was launched much earlier in Malaysia, and Revita Blue has helped many of our next speaker and her friends. Please welcome Emerald Director, Ms. Peggy Leong.
Well, thank you, Kelly, for the kind welcome, and greetings from Malaysia to my Jeunesse family and friends. First and foremost, congratulations to Jeunesse Singapore for Revita Blue grand launching, and thank you for the invitation to share. Well, finally, you all can experience one of the best supplements of the youth enhancement system. And you know what? Your stem cells are going to be very happy. Well, my name is Peggy Leong. I'm a director from Jeunesse Malaysia, and it was indeed a privilege to have Revita Blue first launch in Malaysia 2 years back in April 2018. Well, since then, I've personally seen many amazing testimonials from Revita Blue, including myself. Well, I trust you have just heard all the signs and potentials behind Revita Blue from Dr. Christian Drapeau. So what about hearing some real-life testimonials from me? Well, tonight, I have 3 significant ones for you, which I have personally observed. For the first testimonial, well, this partner of mine broke her ligament way back in November 2015 when she rolled down the stairs. It took her 2 months to totally rest at home to recover. When she recovered, she avoided all heels, not even 1 inch, and flat shoes, and it would bring discomfort to her old injury. All she could wear throughout her years, imagine, was fully padded sport shoes to keep her leg well protected. She always tell me how she envied, ladies strolling in sexy heels. When Revita Blue was launched in Malaysia, she consumed it diligently. Guess what? 3 months later, I repeat, 3 months later, this pretty woman could walk down the street with her 4 inches high heels. Now, from a happy user, she can't stop sharing her joy and the power of Revita Blue as a global entrepreneur. Well, the second testimonial happened to be an old friend of mine. So how many of you here know someone with back pain? Well, I'm sure there are many out there with this problem, and we know how uncomfortable it is. Some may be serious enough to affect their sleep and lifestyle. Well, my old friend here used to get monthly injections from the doctor to ease his lower back pain. He was always consulting the traditional, the Theta specialists, and go for chiropractic treatments, yet didn't see much progress. Not forgetting the huge amount of money and time spent on all these endless treatments. Well, this guy is a very committed gym person, and after his weekly exercises, he used to tell me how painful his wrists, his knees, and lower back were, and this could last for days. Well, since consuming Revita Blue for a month, he found that his lower back pain has eased. The second picture here was taken after a month of Revita Blue, and can you see how glowing his skin is? Well, that was the first obvious results many of us saw on his skin. And now, after 2 years of consuming Revita Blue, he doesn't have to see the doctor for frequent injections or other treatments. No more pain on his wrists, his knees, and lower back after heavy workout at the gym. And now, He's telling everyone how happy he is being able to walk for hours during incentive trip tours, shopping, or doing housework without experiencing any lower back pain. Amazing results. And by the way, does he look like he's in his 50s? Not at all. Well, that's the beauty of Jeunesse products. Well, my final testimonial happens to be my own story. I started my journey with Jeunesse 8 years back due to my health issues, and I have hyperthyroid and hormonal imbalance. And over the years, I've got to admit that the Jeunesse products have given me a huge transformation. I regained my health and looking much younger every birthday. Well, from an ex-secretary to a homemaker, but today, blessed with a global business which can touch lives anywhere, anytime, and not forgetting yearly free travels and knowing so many beautiful people whom I can call an extended family. Well, before Expo 10 in Singapore last year, I went for my thyroid removal surgery. Over the years, I have refused surgery, but last year, my doctor suggested I do it immediately as I was facing some breathing difficulties and my thyroid was very big and it was sitting on my vocal cord. Well, the doctor was worried as it could affect my voice and speech eventually. Well, I hesitated again, thinking, what if I couldn't recover in time? And I wouldn't want to miss all the excitement in Expo 10 Singapore with my team. Well, my doctor said if I were to go for my surgery, I shouldn't be traveling as I need to rest enough to recover thoroughly. Well, some people like me could be pretty stubborn. As you can see from this picture, September 8th, I've just completed my surgery, totally speechless and in pain. September 10th, I went back to consult my doctor, who was very surprised at my progress. September 11th, I was at the Jeunesse Malaysia office, attended my team meeting, even though my leaders were like, shooing me, please go back home and rest. On September 18th to 23rd, I was right there at Singapore 10 Expo, yelling together with DJ Renkan with all the action and excitement. I was full of energy and I didn't look like one who has just went on a surgery. My doctor saw my social media and she shook her head. Well, my belief and confidence in Jeunesse products led me to my speedy recovery. Right after my surgery, I was on 6 to 8 sachets of Revita Blue a day, and each time double dose for 2 months. Right now, I'm still consuming my Revita Blue, 4 sachets a day, and mixing it together with my Nara collagen. Revita Blue has also given me a more restful sleep, and I no longer have the problem of numb fingers and cramped legs when I wake up in the morning. And I always believe that the results we want to see on ourselves depend on how generous and consistent we are using and consuming our products. So for those of you who have yet to experience this wonderful product, please give Revita Blue a try. Add them into your diet and you will definitely see a difference in no time. Be your best you. Well, this is all my sharing for tonight. I hope to see you all again in our next event. Meantime, my friends, stay healthy and keep safe. Back to you, Kelly. Thank you.
Thank you, Peggy, for the inspirational sharing. The transformational pictures shared by Peggy truly speaks 1,000 words. Revita Blue not only helped in the concerns of her partners, but have turned them from consumers to become builders. Not forgetting the speedy recovery on Peggy herself after her surgery was truly mind-blowing. Otherwise, she would have missed all the action in the Singapore Expo last year. It is now also time for our third giveaway, where another 3 of you will have the chance to bring home a box of Revita Blue worth $200. So to participate, all you have to do is key in the comments section a blue heart followed by telling us why you love Revita Blue, alright? So make sure in the comments section, key in a blue heart followed by why you love Revita Blue in the same comment. We will be selecting 3 of you to walk away with a box of Revita Blue worth $200. And please remember to continue to like and share this Facebook stream. Well, we now know that Revita Blue is a refreshing dietary supplement, but how else can we consume it to jazz up the taste in our daily lives? To show us how we can creatively incorporate Revita Blue as part of our daily meals, we have certified nutrition coach and recently promoted to Jeunesse Emerald Director, Miss Joanne Teo, who will be showing us her creative recipes. Please welcome Joanne.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone around the world. And yes, look at this amazing
Platter.
Yeah, it's like a feast, right? And how we can jazz up Revita Blue. By itself, Kelly, Revita Blue tastes amazing by itself. But let me just show you the ways that I thought of that can help you make Revita Blue more interesting.
All right, so Joanne, how about starting with the most important meal of our day, the breakfast, okay? Revita Blue comes in a very easy sachet, all right? One box has 30 sachets inside.
It's so easy.
So, if I want to incorporate it in my breakfast for a quick breakfast, especially all of us in the morning, right? Usually it's rush when you wake up late. So, how do we incorporate Revita Blue as part of our breakfast regime?
So as you just said rightly, breakfast, it should be the best. Eat like a king for breakfast. So the breakfast for champ, someone who's on the go, is something that I recommend because I'm not a very much morning person, I'll be honest. So the best breakfast for me is my amazing Zan Fuse. Why Zan Fuse? Because the complete meal in itself, it's got proteins, fats, carbohydrates, as well as probiotics and fiber, which busy people don't eat enough of, our servings of vegetables, right? This in itself is an amazing breakfast, Kelly. But let's take it one notch up by adding Revita Blue in it. Wow. Then that has all the essentials you need to start off your day as a champ. And that's how easy it is. Breakfast under 30 seconds.
Under 30 seconds?
Yeah, you just need water, right? Fill it
Okay.
up here. And then you add 1 scoop of fuse. For breakfast, I would say 1 to 1.5 scoop of fuse for an adult, 1 for a kid. Right, and then you just add your Revita Blue in. You shake it up with your morning exercise and breakfast, and you've got an amazing breakfast for champs. Come on, 30 seconds.
That's complete already.
That's complete.
Oh, wow.
And it's something that will not spike your sugar balance. I mean, we would not want to spike sugar balance because we want to have a good breakfast and yet not spike sugar balance because insulin is a fat storage hormone, right? So it doesn't promote health. So it's something that's great. Also, if you to again 1 notch up, you can add fruits or etc. to this amazing breakfast. There you go.
So it's actually very straightforward. For those of you who are not familiar with the Zen Fuse product, right, it's another amazing all-in-one, especially great breakfast replacement instead of your regular carbohydrates in the morning. If you're having plain white bread with a hot beverage, it might not be the best because like what Joanne mentioned, we tend to take carbs on carbs in the morning or
Mostly.
excessive sugar, right? You think that peanut butter is very nutritious. Yes, it is. But when it's on just white bread and then you are having a sugary drink, even like milk, it can be too much for you because it can cause your insulin to crash. So what happens if we have the wrong breakfast in the morning, the most common mistake that a lot of us make?
Yeah, so a lot of times, I mean, for us, we know after a heavy lunch, we get this food coma, right? We get it, we can't, and we're struggling, like, you know, we're listening, but all the information is over the head, right? But kids are the same. When we parents don't feed the kids right, and they can't concentrate in school, and then we accrue it to maybe, they're watching video all night or YouTube all night, and essentially it's the food. So make no mistake, the food we eat affect everything, your concentration, your focus, and your energy levels. So this is a breakfast for champs, and one more up. I mean, this pandemic has heightened the need to take our health
more seriously.
Exactly.
A lot more
and
seriously.
Health isn't an option. So to keep, and when we're out there, you know, this is an amazing product for us to help keep our immune and boost our immune system together with a complete breakfast with all the macros that are balanced. Perfect.
So you want to start your day right with a complete breakfast, but you're still in a rush for time. Just, I can choose either our vanilla bliss flavor or the chocolate dream flavor Zen Fuse. Add it in with our Revita Blue, and there you have it, a quick and simple breakfast with all the nutrients that you need for the day in just less than a minute or even 30 seconds, like what Joanne mentioned.
30
all right.
seconds.
If you want to add fruits in, you can definitely do that. All right. So that is for a weekday breakfast. I call it, when you're rush. How about when I want to welcome guests to my house? I'm feeling a little bit more fancy on my weekends morning. I want something like this. Okay.
Instagram worthy.
Yes,
Instagram
indeed.
worthy and health worthy.
So how does this work? How do we prepare an Instagram worthy breakfast with Revita Blue in it as well? What suggestions do you have?
A breakfast, again, that's probably less than 2 minutes, Instagram worthy and perfect for a king.
Possible?
Absolutely. All you need is, again, food prep and a trusty machine that does it. So, okay. So this is called the smoothie bowl. So we have frozen berries, right? We all know how amazing berries are. And incidentally, Revita Blue also has a berry, and a very amazing berry, the sea buckthorn berry. So all the mixed berries here, frozen organic berries, preferably, frozen banana, okay? This is carbs. On carbs, right?
Okay, but a lot of antioxidants there. Very good antioxidants for our body.
Antioxidants, good carbohydrates, but we don't want to spike insulin, right? So the key factor is, again, the secret ingredient, the vanilla bliss. And you'll be blissful. Okay.
So one scoop is all we need from the Zen Fuse?
Yes.
All right, so
yes.
you can choose either the chocolate flavor or the vanilla flavor
Exactly.
here. Actually, it smells very good, I can smell it from here already.
I know, right? So it's delicious, it's creamy, it's fruity. So you have this. I will just ease it up a little bit by adding a little bit of coconut juice, or you can add any milk of your preference. Almond milk, quinoa milk, or
So it really depends on the consistency you prefer, whether you want something lighter, so you can use coconut water. You want something thicker, you can definitely use heavier juices that you like. But it really depends on the taste and whether you know that this is something that you are going to consume. Make something that you will enjoy and you will consume. And it's definitely easy to have it in with the fruits, right?
See, I think I took less than 10 seconds. Okay, I'm just gonna blend this up into a nice smoothie bowl. Oops. Okay. So I'm just going to ease it up a little bit because it's really, really frozen by adding some coconut juice.
Sometimes you can thaw it a little bit. You can take out the frozen berries a little bit earlier so that it's easier for you to have it in the blender, all right?
Yes,
so, of course, they have mixed berries there and the banana. All good to go. Let's try.
Yep. Okay. Wow. Okay, once it's a bit moving, I'm going to add in the secret ingredient.
Revita Blue!
Yes,
Ta-da-da-da!
Revita Blue to chase the blues, right?
Yes, to chase all the blues away, indeed.
Exactly, right? And then this is like a game changer for me and my family. Okay, this is the game changer. Okay, so that's it. And it's so beautiful in colors and it's delicious. Did anyone time me? That was it. That's your smoothie
I think it's
bowl.
less than a minute. That was really fast. So it really depends on how frozen you want your fruits to be, how thick you want a smoothie to be.
I'm going to now jazz this up, my smoothie bowl. Look at this.
It's really quite nice.
Yes, of
A
course.
nice color, enticing to the kids and to yourself as well. So you can see that, this serving, of course, is not very big, but it really depends on, how many you are serving at home, how big a serving you want. Other than bananas, you can use the frozen berries, dragon fruit is welcome as well.
I'm going to put some chia seeds on it because it's healthy fats to start the day. Okay, we have some chia seeds. And then we can have some pumpkin seeds. Now, pumpkin seeds are also a complete protein that is amazing to start the day with. Okay, tell
If you
me
want to
this
add
is
some
not
crunch.
Tell me this is not Instagram worthy already, right?
It's so nice. I see that you have coconut chips as well. Are you going to add that in as well later?
For sure. Because we want some texture in our breakfast, right?
Then you add color with some strawberries.
Sometimes I add granola for crunch. Sometimes coconut chips. And many times I add in goji berries.
Or muesli, or even,
Exactly.
if you want to have bananas on top, that's fine as well. So blueberries, anything that is fruit-based is most welcome, right? Most fruits generally go well with this. You can't really go wrong with fruits on a weekend morning, really.
Tell me this is not Instagram worthy and $12 worth. Come on.
This is done in less than like 5 minutes, In our
Can we
conversation,
just-
you get it up
Can
already.
we just show everybody how amazing this is? The
You
colors.
tilt it a little bit more, Show it to the camera.
Look at that.
So lovely acai bowl that you would have paid $12 for outside.
Yes.
All can be done at home with yourself. All you have to do is have your frozen berries ready, have your texture, your crunch ready. You can have almond seeds, you can have
Yes.
walnuts, anything that you feel
Anything
is
to
better.
your imagination. But the most important thing is, these, you can have all flavors. You can have it in chocolate flavor. We add peanut butter with it. So just amazing. Take your creativity to the next level and your health will,
I'm sure if you present this in front of your spouse or your kids, they'll be like, "Wow, this is so nice!"
I
And then
know.
you keep your spouse and your family mood in start it on a really good note right from the morning already. All right, so that's what we have for the fancy breakfast, and of course we had the quick breakfast as well. How about something else to pick me up? Because nowadays, right, many of us are working from home. We are also exercising at home, so sometimes that tends to put us in a slow down mode in a way.
Yes.
Because all of us are dressed very simply at home, right? So you might not feel that energy boost. You might feel a little bit more lethargic and slow. So sometimes you just want to have a quick pick me up in between back-to-back Zoom meetings. You want something that will keep you hydrated, that's something that will keep you going even as you are working from home, or even if you are on the go, if you are in a car going to the gym for a quick run session, or you're going downstairs for a quick workout session. How can we incorporate Revita Blue into this kind of lifestyle, Joanne?
Okay, so of course, Revita Blue in itself, I'm going to repeat, it's super tasty. It's like a very, very, very nice berry taste. But, if you're going to be like working out and you want that, we want that sugar drink and that taste.
Yes, we'll crave for it, right?
We will.
Yeah.
We will, especially after a workout. So we all know that after a workout, we need to replenish our body with all the nutrients and vitamins so that your body can repair and grow the muscles that we want. And so the best thing that I would do if I'm out on a gym, now most people can go out for a gym. I have my trusty portable blender. Yeah, right? And okay, so most of us know the benefits of coconut water, right? It helps with hydration, and when you're going to the gym, coconut water contains potassium, magnesium, and incidentally, those who have migraines, it really helps to eliminate migraines. And oh my gosh, one more other thing. Tip for you. Coconut water helps to boost metabolism for weight loss.
Oh, it does?
It does, because it helps digestion as well. Again, it is already within the Revita Blue. But again, we're here to jazz things up and take your health and rocket it, right? So now, what I can recommend is you can have some coconut juice, a little bit in your portable blender to help the blending.
I think we can show it here so that the camera
sure.
can see it a little bit more
Okay,
clearer.
and then we can have amazing dragon fruit, the colors of the dragon fruit, right? Oops.
I realize that, Joanne, you are a very aesthetic-based person.
Yes,
You like to
yes.
have colors, and we do encourage that as well, right? All of us, when your food look more pleasing, right? You have a better appetite as well.
I'll tell you why. Two things now. I'm all about for health, I always say chase your rainbow. Have all the different colors.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, because every different color brings to the table different vitamins and minerals needed for repair and regeneration, right? So we don't take enough off. So these are amazing fruits to incorporate. So chase your rainbow is number one. Number two, although we know that digestion happens first for carbohydrates in your mouth and here in your stomach, but true digestion, Kelly, happens in your mind.
Wow,
Now,
that's the first time I heard that. How does it
When
happen?
you visualize something, don't you salivate?
Yes.
When you salivate, you are already triggering the digestion to start to prime your body for better digestion.
So it means that actually every time we look at a piece or a food item, right, whether is it a dish or no, whether like is it this acai
Yes.
bowl, the looks matter.
Yes.
After that, when the smell comes in, it also matters. That
Yes.
is why, you know, in Chinese we say 色香味俱全. We start with color, you start with the smell, and then the taste.
Yes.
And then when all these are complete, you have a much better digestive process in your entire
Exactly.
body. So that works the same way with all kinds of food, with
Oh.
Vita Blue as well. So that is why you tend to incorporate colorful fruits
Yes.
into the different recipes that you are
Yes.
showing today.
Yes.
So now that we've added the coconut water, we have added the dragon fruit.
We add the Revita Blue, exactly that, right? And that's why we never encourage eating in front of the TV or your phone, because the point is you're nourishing your body. So the task at hand is your food, and to make it appealing. My gosh, right? We live one life, so enjoy the foods that we have and take it to a brand new level.
And be mindful of.
That's it.
That's it. Oh wow.
5 seconds and you have your fruits, the fibers all in. I didn't take out anything, the fiber, and you have your blue to chase away your blues again, and then you have all the ingredients and the minerals needed for your body to repair and help you to defend against all the nasties that we're facing today, right? So there you go. And especially perfect after a workout with your coconut water to keep you hydrated and to top up your potassium and magnesium. Perfect.
A little energy boost as well. Of course, you can make more of it if you want and store it in the fridge and have it whenever. We really encourage that, especially, you know, if you're in and out of meetings online, you actually get tired a lot more easily.
Yes.
We're having a lot more online screen time these days.
Yes.
So we will encourage you to take some time, relax. If you have time, like
Then
Joanne,
jazz it up.
to
In a
put it-
beautiful wine glass. Come on.
pretend that is wine, all right? But it's
Yeah.
way more nutritional
And
than
then,
wine.
come on, add some chia seeds. Why not?
I should go to your place and have dinner sometime, Joanne. Totally.
Yes.
All right. So this is one way. Another one of the ways that you can, of course, have a Revita Blue in your life in a quick pick-me-up kind of way. Whether is it in between workouts, in between your online meetings, definitely something to keep your energy levels up throughout the
And
day.
your immune system, because we all know the importance of our stem cells, right? Because it helps us. So and this really, you know, it's tasty. And if the kids don't like the taste for whatever reason, for the finicky eater, this is an amazing, sweet, healthy, I can't ask-
Nutritional, yeah.
Exactly.
So that's one way. So we have the drink, we have the acai bowl. I see that you have something special prepared here as well.
Yes.
Can you tell me what is this, Joanne? This looks interesting. This looks like, this doesn't look, it looks a bit, I don't know, like creme brulee. It looks a little bit like dessert, but jelly. So can you explain to me where is the Revita Blue in this and what is this exactly?
Okay, so we've covered breakfast, and this could be a tea time snack or a late night supper, because it's a complete meal that won't spike sugar balance and keeps your immune system at its best, right? Rock solid. And then for occasions, right? You want a nice dessert. We always want a sweet something to end off a beautiful meal. And this agar-agar, it's so amazing.
Oh, so it's agar-agar.
It is agar-agar.
Oh, okay.
Again, coconut at the bottom here, and then coconut water with Revita Blue, with berries, and with coconut flesh, because it's a medium chain amino acids that's healthy fats to lower cholesterol. Coconut water with all the amazing benefits. You know, you've heard from our amazing scientist Christian Drapo, and you've heard Maggie's amazing testimonial. So why not incorporate blue in everything? I mean, agar-agar, and it's amazing.
Yes.
And this is light. You know, if you want something heavy and creamy, something light to end off, but yet a sweet something, it's an amazing agar-agar to end any meal or any tea time snack.
So basically, from what you have shared, right, I see that Revita Blue can basically be added to almost every single meal in
Yes.
in our daily lives,
Yes.
right? The key thing here, I did notice though, it doesn't require any heating or any cooking or any baking. So
Yes.
is that a key thing that we have to remember when we incorporate Revita Blue into our recipes?
Yes, we try not to heat up the Revita Blue. So one tip of how I made the agar-agar was if you want to know how to exactly do it, please sign up or go
Follow.
to follow us on our Facebook, and I'll explain to you how, without using heat, we incorporate the Revita Blue here, and then to make a beautiful, it's so fragrant. I had 2 cups yesterday while making this. Yeah, and it's amazing agar-agar that, I think everybody would enjoy. Especially our parents, how sometimes the elderly generation say, oh, I don't want all these supplements. They don't want, right? So this is an amazing agar-agar that, the elderly.
You trick them.
Yeah, right.
Same thing with kids. Sometimes you just have to, incorporate these supplements in healthier ways, in more creative ways within their daily lives, such that they don't realize it. But before they know it, they have already taken in all the benefits and nutrition as well from Revita Blue. So Joanne, anything else you want to remind all our viewers online about Revita Blue and all that you have shared with us today?
Well, these are only the few items, the few things I thought about for Revita Blue. It is perfect by itself. You can incorporate in many other ways. But the thing I want to tell everybody is take your creativity to the next level. And whatever and however you've incorporated blue in your lifestyle, we want to know. So share it on our Facebook, and then let our creativity take flight. That's what I can say.
Yep. Hopefully you enjoy as much as the rainbow of nutrition,
Yes.
a rainbow of nutrients, together with Revita Blue to chase away your blues very soon. Thank you so much, Joanne.
Thank you so much.
I hope all of you now have a better understanding of Revita Blue, its benefits, and how it can potentially improve your daily well-being. We shall now move on to our final speaker for today's session, Mr. Winston Yap. Now, Winston is a father of 3 and was a top realtor in Singapore. In his first year alone, he sold more than $80 million worth of properties and is now a passionate real estate trainer with over 2,000 students. He also now owns a multi-million USD e-commerce business. He continues to inspire and empower others in their journey to starting their own businesses online. Please welcome Diamond Director of Jeunesse, Mr. Winston Yap.
All right, all of you, I'm so excited because you guys have just heard from Christian Prue and our amazing Emerald Director, Joanne, on how to make use of Revita Blue. And you probably already know what Revita Blue can actually do for you and everyone on the planet, right? And we all need more stem cells in our body. And with more stem cells in our body, we actually regenerate and recover faster from any other health issues that we have. And this is a very important product because nobody actually has the formula the way that Jeunesse has this. So when you use the product, you're almost being guaranteed to be able to experience the goodness of the product, not just for you and your family. And this is the best time, especially during COVID-19, to share Revita Blue with everyone around the world. Because Revita Blue will create new stem cells that will actually create natural killer cells. And what you want to do is take use of this opportunity to share this blessing with as many people out there in the world as possible. And you know what? At the end of the day, what you have is you have a purposeful business. And you know what? A lot of people have become millionaires through Jeunesse products. And just with Reserve alone. What more now? You have Revita Blue. So I urge all of you to go out there and share with the world the goodness of Revita Blue and help change many lives out there. So thank you very much. My name is Winston, and I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, Winston, for the encouraging sharing. And now, just a final reminder for all of you that it is your last opportunity to like and share this live stream for a chance to bring home a box of Revita Blue worth $200 for yourself. With that, we have come to the end of the Revita Blue product launch, specially brought to you by Jeunesse Global Singapore. We hope that you have found today's session to be a meaningful one and will be trying out Revita Blue for yourself to experience its benefits. A big thank you to all our speakers, the organizing committee, the AV crew, and of course to you for watching this Facebook live stream. Please remember to like and follow us at Jeunesse Global Singapore for our latest happenings and updates. My name is Kelly, wishing all of you a great evening ahead. Take care, stay safe, stay well from all of us here at Jeunesse. Thank you.